Hey,
Hi,
hi, Digangana. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's great. It's a great pleasure for us too. So, how's your Sunday? How are you doing?
All days seem the same these days, honestly. Like they just are the same.
Really? Because shooting got started, aren't you busy again? Back to the grid?
Not really, yeah, because film shooting hasn't really resumed yet. So we're still
Okay.
figuring, like there are quite a few things happening, so now I'm just reworking on what to put first because the films that I'm already working on haven't resumed yet. So we're still in the process of figuring. I think the television shoots have started now.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
yeah, that's happening for sure.
So, aren't you feeling bored at home?
I try and keep myself busy. Like I think I've just got a new routine of having a busy day even when you really have nothing to do. So I
Yeah.
actually pick up so many other tasks. I'm like, let's do this, let's do that. I recently hurt my foot, so I've been spending
Oh,
trying to heal that. Yeah.
oh, and already you're multi-talented, so you must be busy exploring your talents more.
Well, I don't know, multi-talented, but yeah, I mean, I try and keep myself busy. I've been writing, singing, doing a few things here and there. That just keeps me mentally sane.
Yeah, it's like I was actually quite surprised when I was, getting to know about you at the age of 7. You came into movies. I mean, you started your career,
Correct.
and at the age of 14, you wrote a song. Like,
Yeah, I did.
really? So how did that happen? How did you get interest like at the age of 14?
I always had the interest. In fact, I think I used to do a lot of these snippets of writing here and there when I was really really young. So my mom would write it for me, and she'd be like, maybe we should tweak it a little bit. And I used to hate that. I'm like, this is not what I wrote. Can you just write what I said? And then she'd like, no, but my version sounds better. I said, I don't care. That's not what I said. So I've been a little stubborn like that, but I kind of did draw interest into creativity when very, very young. So
Yeah.
my parents initially thought when I said I want to act, they thought that I want to bunk school. But then eventually they realized it's not about bunking school. I've been a student. I've been quite a student.
Oh, are you a topper?
See, I study for like 2 weeks lesser, sometimes 10 days, and I manage like 75, 76%. So I think we've come
Okay.
in terms with that.
Yeah, cool. So how did your career start at the age of 7?
with 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 a lot of patience. Like I had to be really patient with my parents. I had to be
True.
really I was like, can we just please? They're like, no, we're not letting you do this. Because they obviously thought that everything has pros and cons, and I'm too young, and
Yes.
obviously I didn't understand that it's a job. But at the end of the
Yeah.
day, it is a job. It's like you've literally put yourself under commitments, and then what if someday I wake up and I'm this kid who says I don't want to do it? What are they going to do then? So they,
Yes.
they explained it to me, and according to them, I mean, I can't remember clearly, but my parents always say that you were quite an understanding child. And when we said that if you've come into a commitment, you have to stick to it, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna stick to it. I'm gonna be all right. So yeah, that's how it started.
Yeah, at that age, usually kids just run away, go around, play. So, did you miss your childhood because you started
I
this at the age?
Not really. Because see, I can't take the child away from me even today. So
Yes.
back then, even when I was on set, I was pretty much a kid. I mean, I do everything that a kid should and probably would at that age. The only thing was that I was, lines never took too much time. In fact, I wouldn't even read my lines when I was a kid because they would read it for me and they'd say, this is what you have to say. So I just have to basically stand and act. And for me, there was literally no job. I thought I'm doing such a
Yeah.
chill thing.
So, you
This
had
is so
fun.
convenient. Yeah. So most of the time I'd actually be chilling and I'd be playing with everyone on set. So I kind of got comfortable with all age groups. I realized that's why I can't draw differences between how old or young people are. I mean, I think I treat everybody gracefully because I feel that all people can do equal jobs if they're given an opportunity.
Yeah, so you just had fun playing around while in shooting and all at that
A,
age.
a lot.
That's really nice. So, your journey, like, and you're the youngest contestant in the show Big Boss, right?
Yes.
So, how did that feel? Like, were you pampered?
No.
No. So how was your feeling? Because everybody around you are elders and it's the biggest reality show and you're the youngest contestant till date,
Correct.
right?
See, that's one of my biggest reasons of doing the show. Because they told me that so initially I laughed like really loudly. I said, I think you've called the wrong person. I'm underage. I don't think I can be a part of this show.
Yes.
Veera had just gone on off air actually in August. In September was a break, of course. October they were supposed to start with Big Boss. So my parents were kind of anti it, They're like, "No, you're not a Big Boss contestant, and you're 17." And I was to turn 18 in October. So
Oh,
basically, I would turn 18 inside of the Big Boss house. So they said, the Big Boss guys were very sure. They're like, no, the show has just gotten on off air, and your fans will want to see you again. And what better way of being you is as you are.
yes.
And then they said, you know what? You're gonna be making history. You'd be the youngest contestant ever.
True.
And I was like, that sounds kind of cool. That was almost like a childlike feeling. I still remember what I was thinking at that point, and I told my mother that I'm gonna be 18, and what better way of being independent? She's like, you just can't. So it was kind of push pull, push pull, push pull. It went out for a little while, and then I told my father that you watched the first season of Big Boss, and I remember you say in the finale that somebody's got to have real guts to get inside of that house. And I mean, how could you stop me do that? Like, you praised the show yourself. So then they
Yes.
agreed. They're like, okay, be all right.
So it started like that.
I did.
Yeah. So how was your experience in Big Boss house?
It was, I don't know. See, I really can't remember what I felt in the house. I think it was more like a new world, because you're just in a place where I don't really know anybody, and like I said, so I've never treated anybody based on how old they are. Of course, the respect factor is there, but I feel like people are what they are by the kind of act that they do, the way that they speak, and whatever they offer you. And age group cannot just define a human being, whether it's young or old, anything. That's the kind of principle I've always followed. But then, of course, you can't take the respect factor away. I can't be like, I don't care how old are you, I'm not gonna respect. That's not the thing. But
Yes.
I felt like, see, I've come from a family where I'm super, super pampered, and I have all the attention in the world, okay? So suddenly being in a
Okay.
place where you have to wake up on this whole kukuruku thing, you was so annoying. I'm like,
Yes.
I don't even want to wake up. Like, could you just shut? So then
Yeah.
cook for myself, clean. So the first 2-3 days, I was more like, can somebody just stop all this? Because I don't want to do this anymore. So then I think I just did get the hang of it, and it was cool. I think I took a lot of experience away from that show. From that show, because it made me realize what my genuine opinions are.
Okay.
Because sometimes when you're in a real world, your opinions are influenced by so many other people. Like, it could be friends, family, people that you work with. There it was like, no, this is what I think is right. So because I
Yeah.
think this is right, I'm gonna go do it. So
Yes.
that I think that it did mature me in that sense. But I think it's not bad maturing. It's not. I don't see it in a bad way. But then quite an experience. I felt like a rat under an experiment.
Oh, okay. So what changed like before Big Boss and after Big Boss, personally and professionally?
Professionally, see, previously everyone would call me with my titular role of Veera, of course, because that was more
Yes. Yeah, seeing
relevant.
more in comments
Yeah,
now.
correct. Everyone would be like, "Oh, that's Veera." Even when they spot me, that's what would they?
Yes.
That's something that they use for me. But then after Big Boss, it became more like Digangana, and that kind of
Okay.
changed a lot. And I did want to get in films and stuff, so that whole identity shift, actually not identity shift, that whole phase where my true identity was acknowledged by people was more important for me. So I
Yeah.
appreciate it like that. Personally, I said it was quite an experience, because to see
Yes.
people turn and become like another set of people, and then suddenly be like so manipulative, and like I'm like,
Yeah.
no, weren't you like a really nice person? What the hell just happened?
Happened. Okay.
like that, like really, really, that teased me a lot.
Yeah, even you get to know about yourself and all.
That's true. Like, like now I truly know that if I am upset about something and there's something that I'm saying, then it is probably my true opinion because I have seen that before. I realized I cannot yell at people no matter how much I try. It's just so bloody hard for me to raise my voice up. I'm like,
Oh,
can we all just shush and talk? Like,
the smooth, soft kind of person.
yeah, it's a job for me to yell at people, if you tell me that you have to, unless it's a scene and that's different.
Okay.
But me as a person, it just, I don't know, it's too much work. I can't yell at people. So I did discover a few things about me. I'd always
Oh,
tell myself that maybe I've not been in a situation where I do get to see the ugly and the nasty side of me. And I saw
oh,
the ugly isn't as ugly, actually, so I'm good.
so you saw everything.
I think I did get to see myself a little better. It was huge introspection space. That I
Yeah.
have to agree.
And it's a one lifetime experience.
Once only. There's no way that I
Yeah.
want to go back in that house as a contestant ever.
Cool, cool. So we'll just look into comments
Yeah.
because there are a lot coming from all of your fans telling big hi, hello.
Hi,
And
hi, hi, everyone. I've missed quite a few. Hello, hi, hello, 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 hello. That's sweet. Our princess is multi-talented. That's really sweet. Priyo Jyoti dot
yeah.
day. Thank you. Uh, why are you so emotional? Ogi dot Billa. Am I emotional right now, or am I emotional as a person? I'm emotional as a person, yeah. But then, how do you know that? That's interesting. uh, okay.
Someone, yeah, Sailesh is asking, he wants to see you in Malayalam movies.
Aha! I did watch a couple of Malayalam movies. I can't pronounce the name really.
Okay.
One was of Manju Warrior Ma'am, and watched a couple of more. I like the content. The scripts are so good.
Yeah.
They're really content oriented. Like this film, the script speaks volumes. Like it makes so much sense. Sure, I'd
Yeah.
like to do. You stole what I was thinking. Actually, good. I should. I
Good.
will. I'm gonna give it a thought. A good one.
Nice. And mm, so they're saying 2 months remaining for your birthday. They're excited.
Yes, I'm excited too. But what is my birthday gonna be this time? I don't know. Because my birthday's.
Quarantine birthday.
I know. I hope not. I hope we're in a better place. I don't know. See, my birthdays are such big, like they're almost like festives in my
Oh,
house. Yeah, yeah, it's pretty
really
huge.
nice.
Yeah, so I think my parents and my fans are more excited for my birthday than I am. But then I take it as grace. I take it as something, I am excited because they're excited. So we're all like related to each other. But
Yes,
we
yes,
have to
they're
see.
all excited.
Let's see what it's gonna be this time. No plans yet. This is the first time I don't have a birthday plan yet. Let's see.
Oh, yeah. And
Aki underscore I underscore K said, I'm one of your fans. If you don't mind saying my name, I just did, and you sent me a heart. Thank you.
yep. So what?
Stylish, love you from
Yeah, yeah.
Kerala. Same person. No wonder you want me to do Malayalam film.
He's so excited to see you in Malayalam movies.
तंजीम मुखिया और थोड़ी हिंदी में भी बात कर लिया करो. लेकिन ये चैट ही इंग्लिश में होनी थी. आप गलत चैट की उम्मीद कर रहे हैं हिंदी में. कोई बात नहीं. अगली बारी हिंदी में भी बात करेंगे.
Yeah, you won't be disappointed. So,
Yeah, there's a little bit of Hindi here and there.
so do you, speak Telugu?
Kadu.
Kadu, ledu. You understand?
I can. I can.
You,
I can. Like a little bit here and there, sure I can. I find
yeah.
speaking for I am not very confident with what I'm saying. Like, I don't know where to put Kadu and Ledu, but I know they mean no. But,
Yes.
see? So when you say
True.
it, I can understand. Like I know what it means, but what to put where and grammatically correct and how to frame it correctly, that's a
Yeah.
little bit of a job. And I think that can only happen when I start speaking in
More.
Telugu with people
Yeah.
more often, right? I tried to
Yeah.
learn it. Like I thought maybe these online things might work, and I'm just. But they just tell you what the word means. How do you
Yeah.
put it together and
Put
speak
it
to
in the
somebody?
words
Is
in
it
seconds.
completely exactly? That's another job.
Yes.
I'm like,
Yeah.
that's not bookish knowledge. That's spoken knowledge.
Yes. Yeah.
But
So how did your journey start? Sorry?
I intend to learn Telugu. Let's see.
Yeah, you'll get it. It's easy. Just replacing the words and all here and there.
That's true.
So how did your journey start to Tollywood?
Ah, it it's interesting. So I was debuting with my two Hindi films. They were supposed to release on the same day, Friday and Jalebi. I was running around for the promotion and everything, and I got a call saying that this is the film. And I have been offered a couple of Telugu films before that as well, but some or the other reason it didn't work out because I didn't have dates, or the whole plan, or something would fall apart. So they called me, and I said they sent me a whole draft message of the crew and the cast and everyone who's involved and stuff like that, and they said it's going to be really cool. The role is great, and I am generally tempted by how good my part is, like how well it's written. That's
Okay.
like a huge temptation. And then of course the kind of people that I get to work with, the director and the producer, they're amazing. I'd seen Rajnikant sir's film Kabali and the promotion, gosh, and they said Kalaipuli Thanu sir is producing. I'm like, whoa, okay, 1 second. It took me like 1 second to realize. I went and I saw that who's there. I saw everyone's
Okay.
name, the director, great crew, great cast. I was like, there's no way to say no to this. But then I was promoting. They said, could you just drop by for a couple of hours? I went to Chennai, met everybody. They were
Mm-hmm.
so warm, and we actually logged it in a day. So I was there for a
Okay.
couple of hours, and we did the whole signing thingy, and I'm done. It was
And
like,
it started.
gosh, yeah, quick. I loved I was initially I was like, is it going to be a film where the girl has like such little part, and what is it? I mean,
Okay.
see, I'm obviously like okay to do roles where I don't have enough space,
Mm-hmm.
and they just have the presence felt. Maybe now or a little later in my career, but not the first film. The
Okay.
first film is generally your first impression in any industry.
Yeah.
So I was very apprehensive. I'm like, it has to be correct. And they said, so the first thing that Krishna sir told me was that you come in a bike, like you're riding a bike,
Oh.
and the hero's sitting at your back. I'm like, I don't even know what the story is. I'm done. I'm good. Like in my head, I was sorted.
Yeah. So how was your experience with Kartikeya?
Amazing, very good. We're good friends now, and I didn't feel. See, the most important thing is that I don't have to, or I have never been there, and I don't know anybody. I don't know what the culture is like. I don't know how people are like. But it was so much like it is here. So warm and so welcoming and so neutral. Most importantly, because I remember I met him for the first time at a workshop. So we had to
Mm-hmm.
do these lines and stuff because obviously I didn't speak Telugu, and I suddenly had like 20 lines. If you've seen Hippie, you know how many lines I have. So when I looked at the dialogues, I'm like, wait, how is this gonna happen? So I remember the first day he walked in, he was really chill that, okay, you don't know the lines, and it's okay. And next day I did know the lines. And then
Mm-hmm.
he was prepping his lines. So he's like, you know what, it was kind of better when you didn't know the line because then I didn't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
So
So,
very, very, very chill space.
you felt like it was comfortable, or did you find the difference, like acting there and here?
Not at all. See, the only difference that I did see, or I had some time dealing with, was the language, and that too initially. Like now with
Okay.
in Telugu, that's cool. Initially, I think I had to take like about 4 or 5 days to
Mm-hmm.
understand, like mark every word, and I can't take prompting. That's also a thing. So I
Oh.
can't have somebody speak at the back of my ear, so I mug up all my lines. And
Okay.
imagine mugging out 20 lines
Oh.
a language that I've never spoken or
Yeah.
heard. Like, like it's not as common. Like, I can't really
Mm-hmm.
understand the difference. Well, that was
Yeah.
kind of a thing. But I actually had a fun time. I enjoyed it. So I'm
Yeah.
not going to say that, oh my God, I worked so hard. No, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed so much.
It was fun.
It was crazy fun. every time I'd say something, and then I started using those dialogues on people otherwise also.
Oh, that makes you learn more and
That
execute
makes
also.
it
It's
worse for
fun.
them because they're like,
Yeah, first
wait,
it is, yes.
now you're using these things on us.
Yes.
And most of my dialogues were dominating and like really bossy. So I had a good time.
You had good time giving the dialogues and also on the people.
Yeah, yeah.
It was fun.
It was no doubt about it. Great fun.
And like, yeah, so a lot like these days we are hearing much about nepotism, right? So did you
Correct.
anytime face anything like really in your personal or professional life?
See, everything does exist, right? We can't take that
Mhm.
away. But I
Yeah.
have always like I've been walking on my own path, right? So
Hmm.
ever since I started acting, I didn't understand these things. And then I did Veera when I was 16. And then I made a choice that I want to do films. Of course, there are films that I didn't get to be a part of. But
Hmm.
there are brilliant films that I did get to be a part of. There are two things that I can do. I can either be upset about what I've not been given, or
Yeah.
something that I have been able to create for myself. So I think creation is always something that we need to look up to and kind of follow that path, because that is something that's going to lead me ahead and make me the person I am today. And plus, I feel that everyone's destined in a place. Like if I am born at an XYZ place and I'm an XYZ person, and of course there are privileges, right? And there are things like sometimes you're like, no, I could have done a better job. All of these
Yeah.
things are there, but then I don't want to psych myself in a way that they start letting me down, because then I
Hmm.
wouldn't be able to function. So I just like to believe that I'll get to do the good films that I want to, and I keep up with the fact that I can act.
Yeah. So just going with like whatever comes, it's for our good.
Correct. And of course, yeah, I do get upset about things that I haven't been a part of, or I wish that I did get that part. But it's okay. I mean, it's a part and parcel for every job, right? I
Yeah.
mean, everyone has their own bias. Not trying to
Ups and
defend it,
downs.
but I have a good understanding that everything exists. So you
Yeah.
just have to understand where you are and what's going
Mhm.
to work for you, and then you work accordingly so that it doesn't upset you and it doesn't spoil your job.
Yes, to like stay positive and motivational.
Correct.
So that's what makes you write poems, right? What
I
inspires
guess.
you to do so many things?
It does. See, I take inspiration from everything, literally. I mean it, like whether it's from my experiences, how I feel, of course, primarily, how I feel, what I have, sometimes I exaggerate a little bit in my poems. I mean, I must have not felt that
Okay.
so much, but of course, there's fiction involved, but I think it comes from the fact that sometimes it's people,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes it's experiences of people that I am very, very close to, in something that did affect me mentally, although it went on somebody else. Like somebody else went through it, but I felt it equally, or
Yes.
maybe somewhere close to it. Sometimes nature, sometimes, I think a lot. So I process things like really in a weird way. Like sometimes I
Okay.
want to tell myself, don't think so much. Everything's gonna be cool. Like, don't think so
Overthinking.
much. Oh, yeah, it's crazy. And then
Yeah.
there's this whole vacuum that there's so much going on and I'm
Mhm.
feeling too much, and how do you let it out? And I can't just sit down and have like a random conversation, because sometimes my parents are also like, Shivi, what are you talking about? Like,
Oh,
put it together correct. Because
yeah.
I may be like in a really good mood, and then suddenly I think about something and I'm like, wait, like this thing hit me and this is how it's supposed to be. And suddenly I'm talking about planets and how spirituality works, and it's kind of a mix of so many things. I'm like, wait, I'll write a poem. I'll write it down. I'm gonna
Put it
sing it
down.
for you, and then you'll understand it. And then that actually helps because it's so much easier.
That's also like a great message to many people who does overthinking.
You must, right?
Yeah.
It is such a relief. Some
So
days like I don't want to like think about everything and anything, but days where I feel like I think self-talking is good. So we should all
yeah.
take some time to ourselves and just
Yeah.
do that.
I do that a lot.
Good. We're on the same
Yeah.
page then.
Yeah. Even I overthink a lot. So even I start writing, put it on the book
Good.
or anything else.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. 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 That's a good way. I mean, it
Okay,
just
just
helps
make
me
a
sort
note.
things. That is, it's so productive, and it's a good way to put yourself at ease, and that's the most important thing according to me. Because if you aren't at ease, there's no way that people around you can ever be comfortable. Because when
Yes.
you're in discomfort yourself, it's hard
Mhm.
to have the situation in a comfortable space. So I feel that comfort or happiness or talent or respect, things like these are not given. They
Yeah.
are within or they're earned. So
Or they
I
should
can,
not learn.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I cannot respect somebody just because I'm supposed to. That person will have
Yeah.
to do something that makes me want to respect that person, right? So if
Yeah.
I want to buy happiness or I want to feel that people around me should be happy, I have to be happy myself for that. So I come from that philosophy and I'm so philosophical.
Truly very nice, actually. It's a great message to everybody. Like in this pandemic, I really think everybody need this.
I hope so. I hope so it does.
Yeah. And yeah, so in your journey till date, did you face any situation like where you felt I have to give up and I can't do this anymore?
Wow. See, there isn't a chance that I would say I wouldn't want to act anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's almost like denial of my complete identity.
Yeah.
That's something there are so many elements that make us who we are. And
Mhm.
acting, writing, singing is such a huge part of my life that I can't imagine myself away from it. I can't imagine
Okay.
myself not doing it. It's almost like somebody doing engineering and somebody taking the degree away. Although it's just one piece
Yes.
of paper, but it makes such a huge difference.
Yeah.
So that's kind of important. I mean, I don't think I can, but see, there are days where I do feel, or I have felt in the past, where I'm like, is this gonna work out? Like, am I
Mhm.
am I
Yeah.
making the right choice? Am,
Yeah.
am I really sure about it? Because I act most of the times because I'm like really sure. Like I'm this person who knows everything. I
Okay.
mean, at least about my own self. But then
Yeah.
then there's this whole space where I'm just thinking that maybe I should give it a try. I think that happened more when I was switching from television to films because there were so many
Okay.
opinions. So many people told me, like, I literally can count on those people and be like, today, that they did tell me, don't do this, and you're making such a foolish
Oh,
decision. How stupid are you? Your television career is at its peak, and people don't let go of a career. I mean, there's so much that's went into, bringing it up there, and then why would you suddenly not do it? Because I remember, I still do refuse so many television shows. Although I love TV, but there's obviously a time constraint. Like television is really way more demanding in terms of time
mhm.
and commitment. It's different. I can't do films then. So when I said that, no, I'm gonna do films now. So I remember a couple of months. I'm like, I've said I'm gonna do films now, but am I doing the right thing?
Yeah.
Because at 18, I suddenly went like, no, I know what I'm doing. So
Yeah.
I've made some really tough choices, and I've been very gracefully responsible for all of them because I don't think that you can ever take the gun and shoot from somebody else's shoulder. So it has always got to be
Yeah.
your own decision. So it's been cool like that.
Nice. So we'll look into comments again because there are lots of
Sure.
comments coming.
What I say, Anjali, ma'am, your voice is so sweet. Thank you. When you're going to do Bollywood movie again, that is Bhojraj underscore PAYGHN page, and if I'm pronouncing it correct. I'm gonna do it. I'm doing one now, in fact. The announcement is gonna be very, very soon. Um, any Tamil words, please? Chumma. Uh, when you come to Indonesia again, who's that? Ma5KUJA. I'm gonna come to Indonesia as soon as I can fly abroad. I hope so. I mean, I want to come to Indonesia very soon. So many people and fans out there. Can you speak Arabic? That's SAYD7255. I would love to speak Arabic, but I can't. I love Urdu, and Arabic is, of course, next level. So maybe. And would you want to suggest some?
Yeah, I'm just looking into like everybody saying hi, hello.
Exactly. Um, K_Naveen, say my name, please. I just did. What's your birth date? 15th October. That's Raj. Mm-hmm. Hello from France. I'm a big fan of you, Digangana. Tens underscore IHAMO12. Thank you so much. Big hello. I hope to be in France soon. I hope everyone's safe there.
Just
And
someone just asked one word about Allu Arjun.
Fab. Such good dancer and actor. I mean, gosh. I want to work with him for sure. There's no doubt about it. I mean, who wouldn't want to work with him?
Yes, true. So yeah, we'll
Mimi,
have some.
hi.
Okay.
I see so many people that like some people that I like know, like
Mm-hmm.
my fan club. Hi, DFC. Looks good. I think. Okay, let's carry on. We're gonna get back to comments very soon.
Yes. So we'll have a few, fun questions.
Yep.
So yeah. So let's start. So do you have any fears that you think is irrational?
Phobia, you mean?
Yep.
Water, maybe.
Water.
Too much.
Oh.
like I can't be so swimming in a pool is one thing. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
that's different. But
Yes.
swimming in the ocean where, like I don't know, it just
Next
gives
level.
me yeah, it just makes me feel like there's an entire world in there. Although I'm fascinated with aqua life. But it's
Oh.
it's interesting that how comfortable and how scared I am both. So it's weird. Quite an irony.
Yes. So do you have any talent that you consider useless? This one.
This one.
You can nicely make some tune.
I tried and it didn't happen. And I've been asking my father to teach me how to whistle a song, and he only starts to show off. He's such a show off, I tell you. Like, seriously, it's
Okay.
not even funny. I'm telling him, can you please teach me, Papa? And he's gonna go and sing that song and not gonna teach me.
Cool. So, do you catch yourself singing in the shower?
And then
Yes.
my
And you're
mom
a
comes and
singer.
it's over 45 minutes and she's singing the same song outside.
Oh,
Like, you're done.
reminder. It's
Yeah,
like a
it's
reminder.
just put a clock in my bathroom, actually. I don't know if I should be saying this.
Oh,
Why should like you generally lose track of time, and that's not a good thing.
you're just enjoying
Oh yeah,
having some nice chill time.
for sure, for sure.
How good are you at mimicking people's accent?
People that I like, I am fascinated with, so I annoy them. I love annoying people. That's one of my. I think that's one of my hobbies. So if
Yeah,
I know
actually,
that
that's
somebody
one
is
of
getting,
my hobbies.
yeah. See, everyone has a hobby, right?
Yes.
It's my hobby. So I enjoy it. Like if I figure that this one thing is irritating this person, I'm gonna do it over and over again.
Again and again.
Yeah, that's the thing.
So you're too good in that.
Yeah.
Do you sleep well?
No, no. Thank you. Thankfully not.
Okay, then if you could pick a theme song to describe where your life is at right now, what song would you choose?
Uh, right now, um, that song, yeah. Uh, Chabi Kho Jaye. What is that song? Uh, हम तुम एक कमरे में बंद
Oh,
हो
truly
और
changing every
चाबी
lyric.
खो जाए. Pretty much like that.
Yeah, actually. Then, yeah. What are the things that you have spent money on and later felt like was a total waste of money?
Lots.
Lots, many. Few for us, like two, three.
I buy electronics and then I don't end up using them. Like I
Oh,
bought an iPad a couple of years ago and I used it like twice.
oh,
Yeah, like literally twice. I'm not even kidding. So then my father is
okay.
like, now next time you buying any of these things, you better decide if you're gonna use them. So till after that, I've just come at like hold, like no electronics. Like I
No.
know I don't end up using it, so it just has to be like no.
Cool. Then, yeah. What are the compliments given to you that eventually came across as being insulting or rude?
See, it wasn't a compliment, okay? I knew it right in the beginning. So this is back in my like 10th standard, and
Okay.
I'm having a really famous thing here, vada pav. It was like really thing. It's kind of a thing in Mumbai. Um,
Okay.
I had I had like one in each hand, so I've got two. All right, and that's after dispersal, after
Okay.
examination, so 10th board exams, and I've got two, and I'm like I'm gonna have one later. I'm gonna have one now. Okay, so
Okay.
my friend who was with me, she's like, okay, and we're generally chit chatting. And there's another person who goes by. So a lot of people would kind of like not. I wasn't friends with a lot of people in school. So I was kind
Mm-hmm.
of somebody who spoke really less and very very reserved. So she didn't tell me anything. She just said something in my friend's ear, and that made me very curious. I'm like, well, what did you say? I want to know. So she's like, no, it's not. It's okay. It's not important. I said, now it's important. You gotta tell me what she said.
Yeah.
She's like, she just thinks that you kind of gained weight. Imagine I have two vada pav in my hand. Okay,
Okay.
I know I've been eating a lot, and I'm
Okay.
like, I looked at it and I have a sense that I have gained weight and I had gained weight. I'm like,
Okay.
no, I'm okay.
Uh,
That's a really funny memory. Because, I still remember that feeling. And then I came home, and the first thing that I did is I checked my weight, and it was
oh.
overweight. I was like, oh shit, she was so right.
Very nice. Like true funny moments in
Oh,
childhood.
wait. A lot, actually, a lot.
Nice. So, what is the worst mess you have made in the kitchen?
I I wasn't making, okay? I wasn't making. My mom made
Okay.
this cake and she put it in the oven, and
Mhm.
she just said that, she set it for like some extra time. I had to turn it off in 15 minutes because she was rushing, so she didn't want to do
Okay.
all of those setting things, and I was at home anyway. So my parents left and they said, make sure
Mm-hmm.
you turn it off, and I didn't, and it booped.
Oh. Oh.
And
So
then
it's
I'm
like
like, wait,
mess.
there's some kind of weird smell. Oh God. And once I put steel in the oven for some reason, and then my makeup room was on
Oh.
fire. I still remember
Oh.
that day. I think they banned me from cooking. Then on, they're like, you're not even coming close to the oven. So my
That's a
Sponda
big
was
mess.
like, please don't. Imagine the plug went on fire. I was so scared.
OMG. That's like a big mess, actually.
Oh, it was a big one. It was a big one.
And what are the dumbest questions you ever got?
Not really. I take all questions as people can be curious about really silly things. Like I was
Yeah.
asked, what do you put in your nails to keep them like moisturized and hydrated? And it took me a
Oh,
second to realize that that could be a question too. I'm like, yeah, I don't know because I don't do anything.
okay.
Maybe
So what is the
just
answer
put some.
you gave?
I said, just put some oil if they're, like cuticle cream maybe.
Yeah, only one dumbest question so far.
Yeah, see, because most of these other times I feel like I'm just answering all questions very innocently, like not thinking how much more. See, most of the beauty questions to me make no sense. Let's be
Okay.
honest. Okay. So when I'm definitely asked about it, because I am, I look at it in a way that, of course, there are people who don't take beauty as such a big thing and they probably don't know a lot. So maybe, the silliest thing could be very, very informative for them. So I don't take it as a dumb question. I'm like, that's cool. It's okay.
Nice. So, yeah, then at last, I just wanted to ask you one thing. So, is there anything you learned in your life from your experiences and you want, your fans to know or learn from that, so that when they face any situation like similar kind of thing, you want to let them know like how to cope up or how to face anything like that?
I learned one thing very, very solid over the years.
Mm-hmm.
Don't hide things from your family. They don't work. You know,
Oh,
keeping things is not a good idea. And I believe that we definitely have one person in our life who truly, truly cares about us. You should be
mhm.
very, very honest to that one person. And that just takes so much nonsense away from life, not even funny. And just don't tell yourself that you're not capable of doing something. Be very, very confident for whatever you're doing and be very, very hardworking. And everything else will fall in place.
Just dedication.
Matters a lot.
Yeah, true. So here we are at the end of the interview. So how did you feel about this?
Very positive, very nice. It just pepped me up because I've had like a day where I've been just involved me and my laptop writing something. So I've been like literally 15 minutes before this interview. I'm like, oh god, it's gonna be 7. So I rushed from my room. I gotta change what am I wearing. So it did set my mood a little peppy and stuff. So thank you. I love
Yeah,
being here.
thank
I
you so
hope
much.
my fans and everyone else enjoy it.
Yeah, they actually truly enjoyed.
I hope so.
Thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for joining
Thank
us.
you.
Yeah,
Thank
all the
you.
best for your career.
Thanks a
And
lot.
all the
Thank you
best
for
for
having
City
me.
Mart. Yeah,
Yes, I'm excited.
yeah,
I
we
hope
are
we
also.
resume to shoot very, very soon. Let's see.
Yes. So all the best and thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
So yeah, it's the end of the interview. Thank you so much everybody for joining, and don't forget to follow, subscribe, and yep, stay home, stay safe, and bye.